Nick Say Wolfbrenny here with another ScrimCast. Got some gold tierish players, some diamond tierish players, some recognizable names. But I'm joined by the Mid-Wars Master, David Chiparia. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh man, it's been a hot minute since we've done a cast. I got some like sweet overlays and stuff. I don't know if you saw that or not. It was broadcast. I'm gonna share this to everybody. That this is a ScrimCast. Gold/DIAMO. Gold Diamond ScrimCast.
Yeah, make sure you spell diamond right.
Shut up. Twitch.tv/SaberWolfTV. Boom. Shared in Reddit. Boom. Shared Epoch. Boom.
Harkon's latest overcompensation. If you ask me.
Here we go. We're in the match. Game. Here we go. All right. So they're already in the picking phase, and they already went through all the bands. So I guess we can blow down through these, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like the Legion team. Some recognizable names first and foremost. We got In the Six, Smack Tricks, Cool Dude 420, aka Chunks, Kaiser, Corey Baxter. Hellborn team. We have Enthos, The Piz, Complexity's ringing. I'm sorry, Formless is ringing from Complexity, baby, and good old Love. So yeah, looks like Six banned out Midas and Swiftblade, and Enthos banned out Ophelia and Warbeast. So Enthos focuses on the junglers. Piz takes care of an offlaner and a hard carry potential offlaner, and it looks like Six straight up picked Moria first pick, followed by the Enthos picking up first pick Moraxes. I don't know if Moraxes is a first pick, but all right. I mean, yeah, to each his own, right? So I have a feeling the majority of these players, you know, they ring or play diamond tier. The majority of the picks that we see are going to be typical heroes on the current meta. So it looks like they have the lodestone and the fade right click. That's pretty interesting. But Magmus, typical pick that comes out. Drew probably could have let that one go until later on in the picking stage.
Parasite.
Man, Parasite picked up. That's one of the few junglers that you don't want to allow get past. Or that's one of the few junglers that you don't want to let get past to. Am I Persian? Somebody just messaged me. Am I Persian?
Oh, you're Persian.
What?
I don't know. Are you wearing a toga?
No. Why would you say that? Do I sound Persian? Apparently, if a Yinzer sounds Persian, I guess I'm Persian.
The Yinzer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I'm gonna hide my friends list too, so I don't get any notifications.
Yeah, you might as well do some ICs too.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I'll ignore chat once we get into the game.
Alright.
Yeah, because some people like to read the chat window. You never know.
Cthulhuphant.
But
Big old foo-foo.
Foo-foo. So we have potential jungler, probably gonna be played in the off lane. Magmus looks like it's gonna go middle. Moria is either gonna go as a sit or potentially in a dual mid role. I doubt she'll go in the dual mid. She'll probably be used as a box out. But I'm curious, the lineup that the Hellborn team has right now, with the Moraxes and the Parasite, it's a pretty pick-heavy lineup. So the Moraxes, once he gets that PK, he's essentially he plays it like a Pebbles role, where you just want to blink him in and Matrax and explode it and stomp. And same with the Pebbles. I'm sorry, and same with the Parasite and the Bubbles. But yeah, pretty typical picks coming out so far. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, very initiated, heavy on the Hellborn side. I like the picks, but I'm not too sure about the axes yet. I'm just as in awe as you are.
For first pick Moraxes, yeah, I didn't think I would actually see that come out. But here we're in the second round of bans, and it looks like Six is going to ban out Repulsor, followed up by Enthos taking out that Behemoth. Behemoth is... He's definitely one of those top tier support, counter initiator, flip the script on the entire game heroes right now. And if he's not banned, he's pretty much picked up in every single game. I like the fact that they have this Grinex hovered over on the Hellborn. I mean, on the Legion team, but I doubt we're going to see it come out. So, I don't know. They're definitely using a decent amount of time here for their second ban. It looks like they're going to take out Ravener, which would definitely follow suit with that initiation-heavy lineup. And Enthos is going to ban on Clanks, which would... Well, I don't really know if Clanks fits the lineup that they have there, because they're not really going for anything one in particular thing. I mean, you have the AoE ultimate with the Magmus. The Moria is an AoE ultimate, but it's not like anybody can be damaged when they're in it. Cthulhuphant has a somewhat of an AoE ultimate and an AoE charge, and I don't know. I mean, there's no theme that we're seeing come out from either one of these teams so far, other than the Hellborn team has a pretty initiation-heavy lineup. But it looks like the last two bans are Dark Lady and Tremble. So 6 takes out 2 hard carries. Enthos takes out 2 hard carries. Well, actually, I'm sorry. 6 takes out 3 hard carries. Enthos takes out 2 plus a top-tier support counter-initiator. So it looks like they pick up the Puppet Master. Alright, so I imagine they're going to play the Puppet Master in that hard carry role. They're either going to look to pick up a jungler, or somebody to play the dual mid with that Magmus. And the Andro keeps going along with the... Okay, so Madman. That's really interesting. I imagine they're going to play Fufu in the jungle and Madman offlane. And like I said with the Andro, they continue on with that initiation-heavy lineup. So we're obviously going to see a hard carry come out here in Love's spot. I don't know what they're going to go with, though. Something that has relatively decent jump potential, maybe. Either that or something that's a straight ricer that they'll let the other team try to make space for. You know, I could see maybe like a Dampier here would follow suit. Oh, man. This is definitely an interesting lineup. Maybe a Silhouette. A Silhouette has a lot of burst potential, can jump in and out, can rice with the best of them. I don't know. They're pretty wide open. They could even go with something like a Malakin.
I was even thinking Malakin myself.
Yeah, Malakin would be a pretty good pickup here also. I mean, ideally, I would like to see them pick up something crazy like a Berserker or, you know, something we typically don't see. Maybe like a Calamity. Because Calamity, a lot of people don't realize Calamity is in tournament mode. And I want to see her picked up by somebody. But... we have our lineup. Moon Queen. Alright, well, if you're going for the whole ricing thing, make space for the ricer. Moon Queen is probably the best ricing character in the game. With the exception of maybe Dark Lady or Sandwraith, but she can rice with the best of them. And Formless, who I thought would have been playing that carry role, is actually going to be playing Parasite. So... oh,
so yeah, we see in the 6 playing the Puppet Master, typical, and I'm surprised that Enthos is playing the Andromeda. He's probably playing the support, I'm assuming.
Actually gonna fix these identifiers at the top of the game. What was it? Homoeroticism.
Don't forget to change your. There you go.
Yeah, okay. Homoeroticism. I bet you I misspelled that. Configure pros before hose. Whoa. Did I misspell homoeroticism? Somebody, I don't know if you can tell me or not, Dave. You know a lot about that, right?
Yeah. See here.
I did. E-R-O-T-I-C-I-S.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
T-I-C-I-S-M. There we go. Boom! Alright, yeah, back to the game. Because, you know, there we go. I need to set my, what is it? Alt F8. I'm going to miss so much stuff. Why didn't they take a strategy pause? This is terrible!
top lane.
Like Magmus is going to jump in on the Moon Queen. Moon Queen's in a really bad spot. She's going to fall. That's not the hero that you want to die from the get-go. But that's who died. Love, a little bit out in front of his team. Probably not the best positioning for him. But, Krazer picks up the Bloodlust, which is great, especially if you're going to try to get a fast portal key on him. Sitting on 420 gold right from the get-go. Probably gonna go to the well, the whole way to the well, and regen it up. But it does look like they do get one of the camps blocked that would actually cover the bottom ward, and there's a site ward set up for the offlaner for the Hellborn team, and the Legion team ends up blocking out 2 camps. So we'll see if either one of these get countered. But I'm gonna take this opportunity to set up my stuff. Boom. 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 Alright. Oh man, pretty and smooth. Love it. This is for all. Oh shit, you know what I need to do? I need to open up a chat window so I can actually see if anybody decides to chat to us. Or do you have that open already?
I have it open.
Anybody saying anything?
There was one earlier, but no, it's
Alright, let me mute this shit. That window so I can actually see if anybody does. Alright, here we go. Here. Pop out. So maybe we can actually interact with chat a little bit here. Alright. Boom. Alright, back into the game. Here we go. Nice and smooth. Everything's set up. So we're gonna have what? Moraxes playing the off lane, which is not what I would have thought. I thought I would have seen the bubbles in the off lane.
it looks like they're running the Bubs mid.
Or you can just right click in Andrew here. What is this? There's a button on settings, options, volume, lock camera.
So they're trying to tell everybody that how to work.
How do I stop that?
Spectator
okay, yeah,
mode.
I see it. Here we go. Slash I see. Boom. Okay, cool. Good to go. All right. Like I said, I'm pretty intrigued by this Moraxes play in the off lane. I think that Bubbles would have had a better time, and I think the Moraxes would have had a better time middle lane, just because I think he would benefit from the experience a little bit more than the Bubbles would. If you try to get a fast 6 on him, you can at least, you know, attempt to gank. Well, I guess you can gank with the Bubbles on a fast 6 too, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But right now, Magmus is sitting at 1,000 GPM from an early Bloodlust. Obviously, we're going to see that change here in the next couple seconds. But Madman off lane, Cthulhuphant the jungle. So the Legion lane, or the Legion team, was pretty predictable in what they chose for their lineup. The one thing there is a relatively decent amount of burst that can come out of this top lane, whether it's what the hell is it called? The Aurora and the stun, followed up by the Moonbeam, which is also a stun. So I imagine Madman is going to end up chewing through regen, but he is it looks like Moonbeam's going to get off another Moonbeam here, but it looks like he is getting at least a decent amount of harassment in this Andromeda, which is allowing him to stay in the lane. So far, looks like Magmus is leading the way with the creep score 7-1. With that Bubbles actually following pretty close behind with the 6-0. So, which I imagine putting the Bubbles in this role in the mid lane, because he is ranged against the melee, he is going to have a better time. Magmus does stun in, uses a little bit of mana to get a little bit of the harass on. The lane is going to push up, because Magmus does have a point in that volcanic touch. But I imagine Puppet Master, in some sense, is just going to be ultimately completely free farm here bottom. This Moraxes is not going to be able to contest him in the slightest unless he gets some kind of rotation bottom.
Yeah, plus he's being babysat by the Moira, which is like, you already know what that's going to be like. Moira on top of Puppet Master's double stun. I mean, it's probably going to be a dead Moraxes here.
It sucks that Ward of Revelation the Formless put down is just out of range of the other ward that Smacktrix put down early on in the game. But for the most part, like I said, we have a extremely free farming Puppet Master that has the lane pushed way up. So Moraxes is at least getting the benefit of the experience. I mean, he is sitting at 330 experience per minute, which is higher, well, second highest on his team, only to the Bubbles, who's sitting mid lane. But this Puppet Master is sitting 12-3 creep kills, where the Moraxes, I guess he isn't doing too bad. 7-2 is not bad for playing in an off lane like that. The Moria looks like she's spending a majority of her time stacking and pulling just to try to keep the lane back. since this Puppet Master did level up the Whiplash, he does have it level 2, so the lane is naturally going to push. It looks like he's trying to use those Whiplash crits on the Moraxes and not on the creep wave, but sometimes you just can't help it. So Andrea looks like she's down to her last health pot. She has no items at all. Madman already has boots, so with the stock and the barrel roll, he's actually going to be extremely hard to lock down and to try to keep out of the experience range. And if you want to compare offlaners, relatively equal, I guess. I mean, the Moraxes, he's dropped down to 280 experience per minute, where the Madman's sitting at 360, which, like, ideally that's what you want to try to get from your offlaner. But I'm just curious, as an initiation lineup, when do you think, Dave, that we're going to see some rotation come out from this Hellborn team?
Well, as the Hellborn, we're actually looking bottom lane here. Moraxes on Moria.
Chasing down this Moria. I don't think he can actually do anything here. He throws up the Arcane Shield to try to stop the Shards of Harkon, but Magmus is going to jump in. Moraxes is in a really bad spot. He does get the stomp off. It looks like he's going to try to chase after this Moria, but Puppet Master does come over and gets the Whiplash crit to finish him off. But like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by them getting a kill in the Legion jungle, when do you think we're going to see some rotation and jump to try to make space for this Moon Queen from the Hellborn team?
So, the Hellborn, I really like the team comp. The problem with that is they're really heavily reliable on that brutally instant initiation. So we're going to need PKs, especially on the Moraxes and possibly the Bubbles, to definitely get in there and just start the initiation, hold them in. So until we see some decent farm coming out on especially those two heroes, you probably won't see really anything major.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I know why they picked up Moria first pick. I'm sorry. I know why they picked up Moraxes first pick after the Moria, because Moraxes is a hard counter to Moria. Because what happens is, once she puts her Shards of Harkon on something, he has enough time to hit his Arcane Shield, and if the Shards do hit him, it cancels them.
You're right.
So, I didn't realize that. I didn't think about that early on because I'm retarded, apparently. But, yeah, that's why. I guess that makes sense. I mean, obviously, I don't think they would have banned the Moraxes, but I understand why it came out. Yeah, it looks like the Madman is in a really bad spot. The Leech does come out from the Parasite, but he just stalks away. He is revealed right now, but I don't...
Bubbles coming in.
Oh, Bubbles. Oh, wow!
9 health he had.
He does pop a health pot. I still don't think they're going to be able to chase him down. Nobody has the movement speed that he does, and he's going to stalk away again. So nice escape by the Madman. They did use a lot to try to chase him down. I don't know if Bubbles is going to try to go for the Shell Surf snipe.
No, that would definitely...
Yeah, he's sitting too much life. So it looks like Magmus does finish his boots, sitting on full boots. Bubbles, I guess, has that bottle. So let's look at the GPM charts right now. Magmus is leading the way with the Puppet Master close behind. Moon Queen, she's got a road to recovery after getting bloodlusted. 200 and 300. Okay, it looks like they're going to try to jump his Bubbles here immediately. The barrel roll does so much damage. But yeah, of the two, the Madman is having a much better time than the Moraxes. There's no doubt about that. If we look at the stats early on, the Moraxes is sitting at 0-1, Madman 1-0-1. The experience isn't even comparable. Almost 100 difference in experience. This Moraxes is roaming through the Hellborn jungle. I don't know if he thinks he's going to be able to catch this, do something, but that's not the hero that you want to try to jump on. But yeah, if we compare offlaners, I'm actually really curious how this Madman is going to build. Better than Honcast. Madman is only... Would Firemaner say? MM is only doing because pink is bad. Oh, come on now! Enthos is a respectable player in the scene. It does look like Andrew puts a relatively aggressive ward behind the tower here. I don't know if we're going to see a rotation to try to put some pressure on this tower, but the defensive tower for the Legion team is sitting at full life. So I can understand if you were going to try to, you know, apply some pressure if the tower was at half life, and then you could just, you know, pressure it down by grouping as 5 and auto attacking for a period of 10 to 15 seconds. But a tower sitting full life like that, even if you group as 5, the Legion team, even if they, you know, they let it fall, the Legion team is going to be ahead and experiencing gold after the push takes place. So Cthulhuphant does look like he got a little bit low trying to contest the bottom ward. I don't know. It looks like Moraxes didn't spend a lot of mana, and he has the majority, I guess all of his stuff off cooldown, so I don't think he really did anything there. But to the opposite of that, with the Puppet Master pressuring the lane that he was early on against this Moraxes, he does have the lane pushed up again. The tower is at half life, so if they did want to group bottom, whether it was just the Moria and maybe a transition down from the Cthulhuphant, they could push this bottom tower. And the one thing that the Hellborn team needs is they need space, they need the vision. That once those heroes have the ability to jump the way that they intend this lineup to work, you know, you need the vision to do that. And if you're lacking towers, that sort of inhibits a lot of the things that you want to do.
So what's really nice anyway about the top lane ward by Enthos, he's seen that the Fufu is now in the jungle up there. So we got forced ports in. We're going to see what happens there.
Madman does go the bottle, which is probably a smart pickup on his behalf, but it looks like the Moon Queen's going to go that first item, Whispering Helm.
Here we go, top lane.
It looks like they're going to try to jump on this. She does pop her ultimate. Madman's going to end up falling. Cthulhuphant is taking a serious amount of damage here. He's not going to get out. So they saw it coming. That ward worked to perfection.
Yeah, Love picked up the double tap there. I really like the Enthos ward behind the tower, and that's literally all due to the fact that that ward was back there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's what happens. Bad players place good wards. So that's what you get, Firemanish. Talking shit. So it looks like they do get that bottom tower. Puppet Master still free farming 420 GPM at this point. We do know 6 as that carry player. Love, he's not too far behind, about 70 GPM behind. Once this tower drops, this is going to close the gap a little bit. They are going to be able to get this tower top with pretty much no contest. And the Magmus is very, very close to his portal peak. He's sitting at, 1,800 gold. Tower does fall. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very interesting game. I imagine we're going to see things pick up. The game is dead even right now. 2,000 gold lead, 2,000 experience lead for the Legion team. Sort of be expected. They have a little bit of a hero kill lead. The Puppet Master, in a free farm sense, was having a little bit better of a time than the Moon Queen. And, the early aggression that did try to come out from the Hellborn team sort of backfired. We do see a little bit of a shift ever since the Hellborn team took that top tower and they tried to gank the Moon Queen. But this Puppet Master, he's living a little bit dangerously. He's got that lane pushed up really far bottom. 3 people from the Hellborn team. They're right there. I mean, I don't know if they can jump. Moraxes obviously does not have the PK yet, but Bubbles
we got the
can
bubble shell
surf in.
Oh.
It was on target. I don't think that they thought they could close the gap.
No.
Yeah. So.
But it is at scary point time where the Hellborn has the Moon Queen that just picked up the Whispering Helm and has transitioned into the jungle, and we're going to see probably the GPM charts skyrocket here.
Oh, most definitely. This Puppet Master, he is going on this Moraxes. I don't know if he has enough to burst him down. Moraxes does pop Matriarchs, but Magmus blinks in and ends up finishing him off. So it looks like they're going to just, stay as a team. I don't know if they're going to try to catch up to Andromeda. She's in a really bad spot. She might have to try to swap here, but she's going to fall because she even has an opportunity to get it off. So, yeah, they can just transition to this bottom lane if they want. Looks like they're going to take the triple stacked Ancients. That's even better. So this Puppet Master is going to be even further ahead after this. Just going to let whoever get it, or if they're going to try to prioritize Puppet Master getting these last hits, but for the most part, I'm trying to see who actually gets these. Looks like Puppet Master is getting the majority of them. Yeah, they're going to let Puppet Master just finish him off.
Yeah, in the 6 is really getting in that dangerous position where he's, smacking right around the 450 GPM mark. You've seen how far he was up, pushed all the way up into the 2nd tier tower in that bottom lane. Here we're going to transition into the middle and see if we can pick up another kill. This might be a free kill on Bubbles here.
Yeah, Bubbles is in a really bad spot. Bubbles might actually kill the Andrew. I didn't even realize that Andrew's only level 4. Fireman should chat pointed that out to me. But it looks like they do end up getting 2 picks there. Andrew and the Bubbles do go down. The lead has jumped pretty substantially now. They're really hurting without, you know, Moraxes having that portal key. They can't counter-initiate. He can't blink out. You know, and the thing about it is with this Puppet Master, once he gets the Shroud, it gives him the opportunity to rice without worrying about being jumped or make the transition into essentially farming heroes. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do to try to get this Moraxes enough farm to get this PK. He's only sitting on 800 gold 13 minutes in, and that's the next item he's trying to get out. Magmus does blink in and does get the stun off. He does pop the Arcane Shield. Waiting for it to wear off. Puppet Master, the crits are coming out. He does pop the Matrax to try to, you know, get rid of some of this damage. The Moria ultimate does come out. It hits 3 of them.
Waste of
The
time.
Fufu charge comes out, hits 2. Parasite does jump into a creep to try to get away, and the casualties are minimal on the Hellborn team. I guess if you count your hard carry dying as minimal, but the Legion call a pause. So they came and they got what they wanted to get in that bottom lane, most definitely. I mean, I guess the idea was jump on Moraxes and wait for Moon Queen to try to back him up and shift to killing her, but ultimately it worked out for the Legion team. They did kill the person that they wanted to kill.
Right, so did the Moon Queen, I sort of wasn't really paying that much attention to it. Did the Moon Queen ult inside the Mora's ult? Like, what happened there?
I don't know, but
I don't think he pumped it.
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, it goes by number of moonbeams, so what Moria's ultimate does is that essentially it just delays what happens with the ultimate.
Oh, it's not on cooldown anyway. He didn't use it,
Okay.
so...
Yeah, but I was going to say, so even if he did pop it and the Moria ultimate went off, whenever he came out of the ultimate, whatever was left over from the duration of it, so say only 1 moonbeam went off, level, I guess this would be what, level 1, so you'd still have 3 more moonbeams afterward. It's not like a timed thing. So... But yeah, I mean, it's looking good for the Legion team right now, no doubt.
Yeah, and the 6 is playing such a really good carry. I mean, the Puppet Master is, as you know, like such a really good carry. He can be played as that hard carry or that semi-roll. But, I mean, really, in the 6 has had some decent turn of events.
I mean, they do have a lot of late game. There's no doubt about that. They have a lot of late game on the Hellborn team. I mean, the Moon Queen is not a hero that you want to let rice into the late game because the character has the ability to almost out-carry anybody. You know, if he makes the decision to go with that Shrunken Head or he makes the decision to go with a Null Stone or something like that, it's going to be very difficult to kill him. You know, when he's in that fight and those glaives are bouncing around, he does so much damage. But, looks like they are going to be able to counter the ward bottom. So, vision-wise, I mean, the teams are pretty even. It looks like the Hellborn team has 1 ward of sight here toward the middle lane. The Hellborn team has that red ward that they just use to counter the bottom rune. And they do have relatively decent sight toward the middle lane and the Kongor pit from the Hellborn team. But right now, it's just coming down to the exchanges. You know, it's not necessarily that, you know, certain players outplaying other players or one player has that much more farm that it's just, you know, dramatic in these team fights. It's just the exchanges aren't coming really in the favor of the Hellborn team. And I guess the Legion team is, you know, they're making...
Top lane.
Yeah, they're making use of their jumps.
Top lane, we have 6 picked up the Shrunken, or the...
Yeah, he's going to end up really quick. Wow, he just melts. And that right there is part of the reason why, you know, in this game he's probably going to have to go in Allstone. Because if they want to try to set it up with something like that, you know, that's... The Puppet Master is either going to lose the hole or lose the puppet show. So...
The problem with Null on that is, like, it's really only killing 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Everything else is AoE'd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess what they're in a position right now is that the Moon Queen has no place to farm at all. Like, he can't even safely transition into the jungle. And I guess right now priorities to, I guess they were gonna say get that portal key on Moraxes, but he ends up picking up a Vessels and finishing his Striders. So he does put the stomp off. Arcane Shield does go up, but he's gonna end up falling too. Puppet Master just waits till the shield wears off. Magmus jumps in, stuns through. The Matrax does go up, so I don't know if they're gonna have enough damage to burst him down. It's charging up, it's charging up. The Andrew basically saved him to get a stun off. But
it actually looked like
is coming in the wild. I don't know if they're gonna try to be able to get a kill on this Magmus here. Bubbles his shell sending in, he does bang. And the Puppet Master's in a really bad spot. Does he have enough mana to... Oh, it's on cooldown.
Too easy.
So that was actually a really good exchange for the Hellborn team.
And yet again, both the double tap gets picked up on Love playing the Moon Queen. So, I mean, if anything is going right for the Hellborn team, it's that the carry is getting the kills.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And the thing about it is they can just push his top tower. So your 6,800 gold lead is going to drop down to 5,800 right after this. They're not going to try to contest these the 3 players that are up. They might try to get a jump top here on this Moraxes. Maybe not.
It looks like you're back.
Yeah, it looks like Cthulhuphant is going to continue farming the jungle. That's one thing that they can do, knowing that the Hellborn team is going to be in this bottom lane, and they're going to rotate and probably take out the majority of the Legion jungle. Cthulhuphant knows, hey, if the Hellborn team's bottom, I'm going to take out their jungle. But they're going to try to jump this Moraxes top. He's going to fall. Yeah, he didn't even have an opportunity to get the Matrax. Oh, okay, it was still on cooldown, actually. 3 seconds. It just came off cooldown.
You know what, also, that I was just thinking, the Andromeda and Moon Queen synergize very well with the auras that they're both producing with the amplified damages.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to see some really hard-hitting Moon Queen action come up late game if it gets there.
And Magmus does channel the ultimate middle to take out that Parasite. So, Puppet Master killed the creep, and Magmus just chilled on top of him. There's nothing he could do. Oh yeah, I mean, the only thing that they're missing from the Hellborn lineup is an Arachnid, right? I mean,
right.
We could have level 6 or level 12 Moon Queen auto-attacking for like 220 at this point. But she does end up going the Firebrand, which is obviously going to be a Geos. I mean, that's something she needs. She needs a Geos. Not only does it benefit her significantly in auto-attack damage because the glaze on the illusions do bounce, but there's a lot of things that she can and they do end up getting a huge jump middle. And the Andrew and the bubbles do fall. I think Parasite's going to be the next victim in this. Yeah, alright. Fabulous! So Moon Queen's just trying to do her best split push while the Legion team takes this middle tower. But
we see a preemptive Hellborn concede, but...
I don't know if they want to concede it yet. I mean,
no G's.
Yeah, with the Moon Queen, I think they have the opportunity. They can fight out of the base. There's no doubt about that. But the Hellborn team has a lot of jump right now. I mean, a lot of jump. Probably more jump than what was intended to come from... I'm sorry, the Legion team has a lot of jump right now. More jump than what was intended to come out of the Hellborn team. But Moon Queen does pour it out bottom. And she has a... You know, Enthos did put a little bit of an aggressive ward up there, but they're going to be able to see them come into the jungle with these 2 wards to smack tricks back up. If we look at the GPM charts right now, I mean, regardless of how bad it is with this Moon Queen, she's still only 50 GPM behind this Puppet Master, who's been involved in how many kills at this point, and has basically been non-stop farming. That just shows the potential of the Rice ability of this hero. I guess we'll take a look at the damage chart here. I have a feeling, yep, that's what I thought. Puppet Master, pretty far up there. Yeah. Yeah, looking pretty good from Puppet Master's standpoint. He does pick up that Mighty Blade, so I guess we're going to see a Shrunken Head come out, which is, you know, until Moon Queen can pick up some serious right-click, that's a great counter against her. Well, it's actually a great counter against pretty much everybody on the Hellborn team, with the exception of Andrew. Andrew's the only one that can ulti through Shrunken, because it's a physical swap. Parasite ends up going the Astra, which is, I guess, a pretty interesting pickup. I mean, obviously, I probably would have liked to see maybe on the Moraxes. It would have made it just that much harder to kill him. But I guess if they're going to be jumping the Moraxes, you want the Astra on somebody else. And Cthulhuphant does have that Veiled Rot popped. I don't know if he's going to try. So he does the... Oh, that's nice. Anytime you can pop a Veiled Rot with a a creep with Parasite is great because you know you're not going to die from it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because they can kill the creep before they can even get to you. Moon Queen, she's like I said, she's doing her best split pushing job. Sitting at what's her GPM now? 444.
444.
Yeah. And
So bottom lane, we got Piz looking to get a kill here.
He's gonna fall. Yeah, it's just it's so much burst. Like even with the arcane shield up, it's way too much burst. That was a great play by 6. So what's he sitting on? I guess he has 500 gold in the bank, but I imagine he's gotta be close to that shrunken head if he doesn't have it already. Regen rune bottom. Do they have vision of them doing these ancients? Bubbles says blink and jump. Looks like they're gonna try to go on this Puppet Master. He is dusted. Andrew does get the stun off. Moon Queen does come in with the ultimate. She's doing work.
Too easy.
But then, in the same sense, they do get a counter kill top against the Parasite at the base. So, you know, Magmus and Cthulhuphant diving deep.
I gotta say though, I gotta give it props to Love playing that Moon Queen. He now is top GPM leader in the board now.
Yeah. This Andrew's in a really bad spot. She's gonna follow this Madman. Oh, maybe not. She does get the stun off, and Madman's gonna be able to barrel roll or stalk right through her. Yep. Madman, he's gonna get jumped on though here by this Bubbles. He's dusted. The Shell Surf does come out. Doesn't look like
he didn't port in.
I don't know why he didn't port in there.
No port.
I mean, I guess there was nothing. He didn't have his weed field or anything like that. But Moon Queen does pick up a DD. That's what we call a game-winning rune. And she's gonna just stay back and keep farming. She picks up the Shrunken Head. So she's got the Shrunken Head before Puppet Master? I mean, Puppet Master's got to be close to it.
Unless it's sitting in a stash. Which I would assume no. No, he doesn't have it.
I mean, creep kills, we're looking at how many creep kills do we have? 169 compared to the 121. So, or 170 compared to the 121. So there's definitely a creep advantage coming from this Moon Queen. And she is the highest level in the game. I didn't realize that. She's 2 levels higher than this Puppet Master, 1 level higher than the Magmus. She's doing alright.
Yeah, definitely holding her own, and just like you said, Moon Queen's one of those heroes that can definitely turn the game upside down, you know, in the matter of, you know, minutes.
Well, the thing about it is, right, so she picks up this Geos. Her next item is, you're probably going to see Demonic come out, I would guess. But she's one of those heroes that benefits from the change on Wingbow like no other. Because it gives you that additional 100 attack range, but it's you know, it procs to all the illusions. And Moraxes just melts top lane. Cthulhuphant, super tanky. He's going to fall, though. They don't get the kill on the Andromeda. It looks like they're going to try to turn this on the Puppet Master. Puppet Master is tied down by the weed field. He does try to get the kill on Andrea before he gets taken out himself, but there is a serious shift in this game right now.
Big double dust coming up.
Yeah. And Moon Queen's ultimate's up. She didn't even have to use it in that fight.
Nope.
So Bubbles does have the PK. You know, ideally we'd like to see one on the Moraxes. He's about 800 gold away from it at this point. But Moon Queen, she's ricing, man. 500 GPM. You know, she's 70 above the Puppet Master at this point without, you know, making a lot of space for him or him continuing to get kills. His GPM's probably going to stick around the same mark. But yeah, I mean, if they can keep making space, just letting her, you know, if she can be 6 slotted, and I'm talking, she gets that satanic and she gets that wing bow. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. So, I mean, the gold lead hasn't shifted. The gold lead and the experience lead hasn't shifted probably for the last 3 or 4 minutes. So.
Yeah, it's still in favor for the Legion team. You can see the 8,000 gold lead and the 6,000 XP. It looks like they're picking up the Veiled Rots here.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do it in Vision of the Sword, so if they do want to try to do something here in this bottom lane, they will have an opportunity.
Yeah, and they might be baiting the axe here.
There's no revs, and the person that they want to jump in this bottom lane, they're gonna come right into him right now. So they're gonna know as soon as. Oh man, this is gonna be bad.
There it is.
There it is. Goodbye, Puppet Master. The blink, silence, dust. See ya. So, and that Parasite is still sitting on that Veiled Rot. Looks like they're going to send some Magmus illusions here to try to bait something out, but they got to know this isn't real.
Yeah.
Obviously, Magmus isn't going to walk in there after seeing his card carry player get jumped like that. But, you know, this frees him up for another... Do you see Firebash in the throw? Oh man! I mean,
so the axe got the 26-minute PK finally. So.
Hey, it's better late than never, right? So they are going to try to. Looks like they're going to try to cluster up on the Kongor pit here. Moraxes does have that PK, can counter initiate. It's exactly what they need. They're going to send this Magmus. They're going to send the Magmus illusion in here, so they know that this is going on. But unless Puppet Master can get up here really quickly, you know what? They're probably not even going to try to do this. Now that I think about it, they're probably going to fall back. They needed more access there at the beginning of when they attempted to do that Kongor. So he could tank, but looks like they're going to try to jump this Moon Queen. If she can get the shrunken head off, she needs to be able to get the shrunken head off. She needs to be able to get the shrunken head off. She gets the shrunken head off. The Moon Queen ultimate does come out. She is chasing them down. Magmus is in a really bad spot. Moraxes does blink and ends up taking out the Puppet Master. Magmus falls in the background, and it looks like the Cthulhuphant is really the only one that's up. He does get a charge through, does do some damage, but dies in the process because you're not immune when you charge. Madman does jump in, does a little bit of the auto attack damage, had the ultimate popped with the shrunken head going, but the shrunken head is now wore off. I don't know if he's going to try to get a counter kill here, but it looks like they're just going to take this mid tower. I imagine they'll rotate to the Kongor pit, finish him off. This is a perfect opportunity that they have. This is the transition point that they were looking for in the game. Maybe they're going to keep going. This aura is serious. So we got 12% base coming from the Dimensional Link in the Andro, 28% base. And what's nice about Moon Queen as opposed to a character like Arachna is it affects everybody. You know, it's not just on ranged heroes. Oh no, I guess no, I guess it does only affect ranged heroes. I take that back.
I think the
Moon Queen's affects only ranged heroes. Yeah.
Right.
So
it looks like they may transition.
What's she sitting on now? She's sitting on 5,000 gold. So maybe she's gonna right-click the wing bow. Maybe she doesn't feel that she needs the geos now that her teammates have the adequate counter initiation that they need to make it so she doesn't get locked down and bursted.
Well, you got to figure the good reaction times from everybody. You do have the portal keys now on the people that do need the portal keys, plus the BKB, the Shrunken Head, on only on an 8-second cooldown now. You may very well be correct here, and she may just right. Yep, she did. Right click the wing bow.
All right then, there you go. So we do see that looks like Parasite's going to pick up the demonic, which is pretty unique for that character, but Parasite he's playing that role of just essentially the overall team support. Yeah, Andrew's providing that base damage aura, which is pretty huge, and the Aurora, which can actually drop armor pretty significantly, but for the most part she's been total war bitch, and it looks like Cthulhuphant is going to fall in the jungle.
Mickey Lona.
He was deep, man. Did he not have a... Oh, he didn't have a... no, he had a TP. He just must not have... Because, I mean, they didn't stun him with anything as far as I can tell. Oh, well. Okay, so it looks like Madman finishes the Basher. Or the Brutalizer. I'm sorry. The Brutalizer. Fireman... No, he wasn't 15. He was, like, level 14 10 minutes ago. He's sort of been in a bad spot whenever it comes to continuing his farm. His GPM has dropped almost 100 gold. Experience per minute is still relatively decent, but he was 4-1-4 at one point. Now he's 6-5 and 4. So, but this Kong's gonna drop pretty quickly. Cthulhuphant is dead. They don't have their tank in order to try to absorb or get that taunt off. That taunt is really huge too in the middle of a fight. Like if Cthulhuphant can PK in and get that taunt off. But Puppet Master, like the thing about that hero is it's not a slouch hero whenever it comes to right click. He's still, just with the Whiplash, he's still critting for 600 at some time whenever he's coming out of the Shroud. Typical Whiplash is 400 damage, which is pretty huge. So if they have an opportunity to jump this Moon Queen, which obviously they're not going to take it now because she's sitting on token, she has Shrunken Head. The wing bow is essentially like her version of a heart. But yeah, they're gonna be able to push this bottom lane pretty much uncontested. Take this bottom tower, and then if the Hellborn team does decide to defend at base, they're gonna have a really difficult time. The one thing that's great about Moon Queen is, you know, once they get that tower down, and then she starts right-clicking one Rax, it hits both Raxes. So, you know, 2 for the price of 1 there. I mean, what's the glaive do? The glaive does 25 less damage per bounce. So, I mean, it's still hitting for 220 damage. That's still pretty impressive. I mean, just look how fast they go through creep waves just from the auto attacks. Not even using abilities. And this is where you're going to see those right clicks come out. So once this tower is being pressured, the Legion teams, they've got to make a decision as to what they want to do.
They got a really big creep wave here too.
Puppet Master, he does have the Velrot. Parasite is sitting inside the Wild Hunter, so they can't jump the Parasite. Parasite's pretty much free to scout it out. Both Rax are at half life right now. Moraxes does jump in, gets the stomp off. Cthulhuphant's pretty much dead. Bubbles does get a relatively decent weed field off. Madman has to pop his shrunken head to get out of it. Moria lands a huge arcane vortex, but it really doesn't do anything. And that's gonna be game.
Bonafide badass.
That's game.
Too easy. Bow down.
Yeah, I knew that was coming
No
out.
chance.
Moon
Give
Queen didn't
up
even drop below
already.
half-life with token. Did they even kill anybody from the Hellborn team? 1. They killed 1 person. So they go from a preemptive CC to them actually winning the game. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So I'm gonna message somebody if they're gonna run that back.
Do
looks
a
like
re.
they are gonna re. So I'm gonna put this on the Be Right Back screen, guys. Thanks for watching this game. Let me put up the stats so you can actually see what went on. I don't know why it bugs out like that and it doesn't.
Yeah,
show.
do a refresh. It'll come back up.
Okay, so refresh. Okay, there we go. There's your items. But yeah. I mean, it was a pretty good game. Definitely a huge come from behind victory from the Hellborn team. So I guess moral of the story is make space for Moon Queen and she can win you games, right?
If that's not the truth, then I don't know what it is.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go Be Right Back, and then I guess we're gonna cast another game. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yep.